In less than a month, South African voters will be going to the polls in the local government elections on the 1st of November. But first, leaders from each political party represented in the National Assembly are invited to publicly pledge their commitment to the Code of Conduct. Our reporter Natasha Phiri has more on that story, and we're live to her at the Nasrec Center. Natasha, very good morning to you. Thank you so much for joining us. Just give us a bit of background as to what this signing of the Code of Conduct is all about.
Well, very good morning to you, Simpy, and of course to our SABC viewers. Yet again, like I said, the stage is ready. We're just an hour to go until the proceedings start. And as you said, Simpy, various political parties that will be contesting the sixth edition of these municipal elections, and some that actually represented in the National Assembly, will be signing the IEC's Code of Conduct in the lead up to the November 1st poll. So I can see there are about 15 flags of various political parties, and that also includes Action SA. The national chairperson of the party, Mr. Michael Beaumont, will be signing that pledge on behalf of his party. And of course, this pledge is to say that they will adhere to the IEC's Electoral Code of Conduct. Their members and their candidates will actually adhere to that Code of Conduct. But there's also a very contentious issue, Cynthia. Yesterday we saw there are tweets flying around. The party had also trended on this basis because part of their candidates, specifically from the Gauteng region, were not on the IEC's candidate list form. So just to speak to us more about that, we're joined by Mr. Beaumont. What happened? I mean, I know that Action SA had actually submitted all their details on time twice. You'd also paid all your election deposits on time. What's happening?
We're still trying to get to the bottom of what has happened, Natasha. We do believe it's an error made in good faith. We appreciate the IEC is under tremendous pressure at the moment. But I think the reality is there's a commitment on their part to fix the issue. And by fix the issue, they mean put our candidates on the list and republicise that list for South Africans to see.
So was there any form of communication, well, formal communication? Because I saw the IEC and your party leader communicating via various tweets.
Yeah, there was communication that was taking place through the back channels. I've been talking to a number of IEC officials. I think the reality, though, is that time is running out from our side in terms of patience. This issue needs to be resolved, and we can't have the situation where Action SA is made to appear as an organisation that doesn't have its ducks in a row, that doesn't do things properly, when in fact we've submitted, as you say, twice, on deadline and on time.
How soon do you think the problem could be fixed?
We were told by the IEC that it would either be fixed late last night or early this morning. About 5 minutes ago, I checked and it still hasn't been fixed, but we're going to continuously keep up the pressure to ensure it is resolved quickly and, more importantly, communicated to South Africans. That's what has to happen here.
So we're less than 6 weeks away from the elections. I mean, it's the final push. I know that Action SA has been amongst the very smaller parties that are actually campaigning vigorously on the ground. What outcome are you hoping for, especially in the city of Johannesburg?
Not to be argumentative, but we're certainly not a smaller party, we're a newer party. So, very recently, yesterday, we released polling that has demonstrated Action SA is emerging as the biggest political party in Johannesburg. Now, that polling is not a definitive election projection or prediction, but it certainly does away with the idea that Action SA is a small political party. Action SA is challenging for the leadership of Johannesburg.
Well, thank you so much, Mr. Beaumont. We will catch up with you after, you sign the pledge of the IEC's Electoral Code of Conduct. Well, Simpio, as you know, I'm also joined by my colleague Yolisa Njamela, who's on the other side of the room. And of course, she is joined by none other than the Electoral Commission's Chief Electoral Officer, Mr. Sai Mamabolo. Let's just see if you can just cross over to her, and she'll be talking to him right now. Yolisa, it's over to you. Okay. Well, I'm told by my technical producer that they will be calling my colleague Yolisa Njamela later, and of course she'll be elaborating on the significance of today and what it actually means, not only for the various political parties that are contesting the elections, but the broader South African society. Simphiwe, back to you in studio.
All right, Natasha, thank you so much for that update. We'll be in touch with you a little later on as soon as the signing ceremony of the Electoral Code of Conduct by political parties gets underway. Natasha Phiri there is in Nasrec here in Johannesburg, wherein the IEC will be hosting the pledge signing of this Electoral Code of Conduct.